All right, so I'm back for you, Chrystie Freeland. You've asked people to give you suggestions on how to, how to basically, help with a preloaded stimulus to bring back our economy or to support our economy of Canada, right? So I took the liberty to come up with some suggestions for you. So I'm going to read it off of paper because I want to make sure I don't miss anything and that you get all the good suggestions that we Canadians have for you. And I hope you take this in consideration. Anyway, so suggestions for our Canadian Finance Minister, Chrystie Freeland, and her government of incompetence. First of all, I'd like to be very transparent, Chrystie, and how expressing basically how extremely disappointed we Canadians are in the fact that you and your responsible government, fortune tellers, lost our crystal ball. And to be clear and sincere, I personally was under the impression that we Canadians had elected government officials that had expertise, knowledge, and experience on the positions they had been elected to perform. Not crystal ball readings. Experts. I thought we were hiring experts. Like when we hired you as a financial minister, we thought we were hiring a person who has experience in economy and how to run an economy. But apparently, we hired a fortune teller. But I digress. So next. So it's apparent that clowns, drama teachers, and lunatics are evidently sufficient credentials to get hired to run a nation. But fortune tellers as financial ministers? Well, Lord have mercy. This drama play series that your government is playing, obviously conducted by your drama teacher, Mr. Justin Trudeau, right? The other idiots. It's far worse than we all anticipated. We thought we had a drama teacher. We didn't realize we now have fortune tellers running our governments too. But hey, well, Chrystie Freeland, luckily for you, I do have lots of great suggestions for you and your government of imbeciles, because that's all we can call is a bunch of imbeciles. I mean, when you have to ask your own people for help how to run the job we hired you to do, obviously you're a bunch of incompetent imbeciles. You don't even know what the hell you're doing. And you're not even ashamed to go live on TV and admit to Canadians, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. So can you guys help us? Maybe can you give us your savings or even your investments? Because, it's not right that other people in our country is suffering because, we don't know what to do with it. And, so you guys need to help us here because, we don't get paid enough money already as it is. So please, here's my suggestions to you. Okay. So here I go. So, ensure that you get a pen and a paper, okay? Please get a pen and a paper and write it down because unfortunately, you won't be able to consult your crystal ball later. And I'm not sharing mine with you. That's my crystal ball. I'm keeping it to myself. So anyways, write this down because I'm not going to give you any more suggestions after this. And you need to remember because I'm trying to help you here, okay? Okay, so as you, Chrystie, suggest all Canadians to do, I think all we Canadians would agree that all you elected fortune-telling, crystal ball readers, experts, would definitely fit the descriptive better off households department, right? So obviously you guys got lots of savings. I am almost 100% certain you have lots of great investments. So it's apparent to all of us Canadians that all your idiots must definitely fit that category. So please, I speak for myself, but I'm certain most Canadians would tend to agree that all you government official clowns, or fortune tellers, whatever you want to name yourselves these days, as well as all your incorporated industrial buddies, would certainly fall under that category. So yes, let's start with my expert Canadian citizen ideas, suggestions, or for a better choice of words, advice. To you and your band of incompetent imbeciles. Number one, You need to resign. That's number one. You need to resign because obviously you don't fit the description of your position. We did not hire a crystal ball fortune teller. We hired a finance minister, and apparently you don't know how to deal finances with Canada, so you need to step down. So resign. Number one, you need to resign from your position as you are incapable of delivering its requirements. Okay? I highly suggest you go back to your previous fortune telling profession. LOL. You'll probably do better at that. Number two, my number two suggestion or idea for you. It's apparent you have been receiving generous amounts of free cash from your fellow Canadian citizens, as well as your foreign affairs incorporated supporters, and possess large amounts of investments. So clearly you need to put your own personal savings and investments where your mouth is, right? Into the preloaded stimulus, right? And believe me, all we Canadians would support that. Number three, the state of Canada's economy is a direct result of yours and your government lack of professionalism and integrity towards your constituents, okay? Your incompetency and irresponsibility are the cause of the state of Canada today. So it would only be fair to ask accountabilities to the ones responsible for the situation of Canada, which are you, the government, and all its branches and associated. I highly agree with your suggestive idea and applicants to all your government Canadian officials. Number three, another great suggestion we Canadians have for our Minister of Finance, Freeland, is freeze all elected officials' salaries, replace it with a $1,600 established socialist assisting income, and it is apparent all of you aren't capable of conducting your position duties. Your competency in dealing with the national securities of all Canadians, not just the select minorities, has been of epic proportions. So, as the most amazing, great businessman, Trump would best put it into his own words, I think it's time that all of us, true Canadians, let you know that you're all fired. It's time for all you idiots, idiot goons, to resign before we fire you, if you know what's best for you. Number four, I still have another suggestion for you, Chrystie Freeland. I suggest you hide some of that money you have stolen from us Canadians and make sure you hire a professional criminal lawyer. I definitely would not suggest you're using a crystal ball fortune teller to represent you in courts. They might lose their crystal ball, and that would be really bad for you, Chrystie. So, what I would do is I would definitely hire a criminal lawyer. So make sure you hide some of that money. Don't give it all to your preloaded stimulus, because you're going to need some to represent you in court against your criminal charges of human violations of all Canadians' human rights. You can pay for your own legal representation from all the money you've stolen from us, all right? Instead of putting all of that, forking up all the costs on Canadians' backs, okay? So that's my suggestion number four. Make sure you save some of that money. Hide it before, the preloaded stimulus takes it away from you. And last but not least, here's a simple solution on how to inject a real preloaded stimulus towards our Canadian economy. Okay? Number one, open up Canada. Open up our businesses. Let Canadians travel. Let those who will die, die, and let those who will live, live. There, you idiots. It's not brain surgery, eh? And you don't need a crystal ball to show you how an economy works. It works by keeping it running, not by locking it down, you imbecile. So, Chrystie Freeland, I hope my suggestions and ideas will give you some enlightenment on how to proceed your preloaded stimulus for economic recovery of Canada, right? But ultimately, the best way forward for all Canadians is to have all your incompetence removed from any positions of leadership, because all you imbeciles possess none. You guys don't have any leadership whatsoever. So it's time for you guys to step down and let the professional, those people who know how to run a nation, let them run the nation. But it's time for you guys to step down, really. You guys are a bunch of idiots. Have a good day.